Why each country has their specific category? How can we do to work in another country? Why Europe doesn't share the law and make it easier? Hello, my name is Raquel, and today I'm going to talk about the main difference between Spain and Europe, focusing on our certificates and procedure. First, I want to talk about a little bit about me. I'm Raquel Madrid Cuenca from Spain, Madrid. I'm working actually as EMT. Also, I am laboratory technician and first aid instructor. First of all, I'd like to talk about the difference between an EMT and paramedic. EMT provide life-saving care to patients at the scene of an emergency and during transportation in ambulance en route to a hospital. EMT are qualified to assist critical illnesses and injuries, provide first aid treatments, and perform basic life-saving healthcare. Paramedics are highly trained, capable of more advanced medical procedures such as providing oral and intravenous medication, monitoring electrocardiograms, and performing tracheotomies. Paramedics provide care to patients until they enter a hospital and emergency room from ambulances. After saying that the difference, I would like to add that in countries where paramedics exist, people should feel more safe and calm knowing that if something happens, they're going to be well attended. On the other hand, in countries where there are only EMTs plus nurses and physicians, they are well attended, but if something happens and there are only EMTs available, it could be more complicated. Also, another important thing to know is how Europe works and how accessible it is for workers to move around. Each country has its own procedures to convalidate the studies, which means that if you want to study overseas and then come back to your country, is your country the one that decides if the title you have obtained is compatible or not. One drawback is each country offers different titles and status of studies, which makes it difficult for people to work or study as they desire, because they cannot move around Europe. As regards to the ambulance and their crew, it's important to mention that this factor will vary depending on the country. I have talked with some people from Germany, Italy, and Portugal who are working as EMT or paramedic, and taking in account those data and comparing to my experience, and I can conclude the following. Starting from Spain, we have different types of ambulance and medical vehicles such as helicopter and fast attention vehicle. To be more clear and easy to understand, I would like to talk only about the ambulance and the crew who work on it. SBB, basic vital support, where you can find 2 EMT, SBA, advanced vital support, where you can find 2 EMT plus physician and nurse. Both vehicles are vital support and they are trained to help and save life as fast as the situation requires. In Spain, to be EMT, you have to complete 2,000 hours of study, of which 370 are practicing in a company being supervised. In Germany, when you become EMT, you are only a driver and it takes a few months to get it. However, paramedic is the one who takes care of the patient and it takes more than 1,000 hours in 24 hours. Apart from that, they have 3 types of ambulance, A to C, but in all of them you only find paramedic who can administer drugs. In Italy, to get the title of EMT that they call soccorritore, you have to take part in 120 hours course as volunteer. Some volunteer can be hired as employee. Depending on the region, they have one or another kind of services in the emergency system. And as in Spain, they have vehicles to get fast and advanced services with physicians and nurses. To be EMT in Portugal, you have to study 120 hours, which takes 6 months. They got protocols to lead and 2 types of ambulance, 2 EMT and 2 EMT plus nurse. In both cases, they can use drugs and start some advanced procedures. Here we can check one of the procedures of the CPR in Portugal, where, as you can see, they always start with advanced procedures, always under the supervision of a physician. To get to the point, I have asked around doctors and nurses about the idea of changing from EMT to paramedic, or be still EMT but more specialized, and the answer were the following. The first question, 81% says yes. For the second question, 100% says yes. Third question, 80% prefer paramedic or EMT specialized, but there is still a 20% that they want it as it is. The fourth question, 72 say yes, that they don't have a physician, and 27% feels uncomfortable knowing there isn't a physician. The fifth question, 63 are okay with a paramedic and nurse only. And in the sixth question, paramedic or doing medical procedure, 80% are okay, but still 20% are uncomfortable. In conclusion, talking with different people, both nurses or physicians, most of them prefer paramedic in their ambulance rather than EMT, except some physicians who have been working for more than 20 years, and they are still thinking that EMT is not included in the health community and our job is not enough important. And I have asked to my college and co-workers and some people that are working around Spain as EMT, asking about changing and becoming to paramedic. The first question, 78% says that is working in urgent service. Still, 14% are working in non-urgent service. 92% feels comfortable to be in an ambulance SBB. 73% are capable to be in an SBA. 90% says yes to be paramedic. 35% says yes, but 45% says no to become paramedic instead of EMT. The sixth question, EMT as driver and paramedic being the one who attend, 56 are okay, but 43 says no. And the last question, 94% says yes to study one more year and become paramedic. In this case, most of us are really interested in being better professional and get better opportunities such to become paramedic like in the rest of the world and be capable to use medicine even under the control of a physician. As community, we have to think about it and how we want to improve it. In conclusion, we have to think about the patient and their health and wellness. I know it's quite difficult to get the same criteria in every country around Europe because money, but maybe we should think about how easy it will be if we can study and have a job without any problem, having better condition and qualification in all of this country. Thank you so much. Have a good day.